Hi all. In the previous part, you have seen I have spun up new Azure VM following all the hardware prerequisites recommended by Sitecore. Now I will install the required software on this VM. So first, let's install a browser. I'm installing Chrome. Then install Visual Studio. Here I'm installing Visual Studio 2022 community version. While installing the Visual Studio using the installer, make sure to select .NET Framework 4.7, 4.8 SDKs, .NET Core 3.1 and ASP.NET MVC. So all these softwares will help during development on Docker machine later. So as you can see on my screen, I have selected all these required features. It will take a few minutes to get all these installed. Once installed Visual Studio, we can install Visual Studio code as well on this machine. Now go to Visual Studio and clone the Sitecore Docker example repository. I will mention the GitHub URL in the description. You can create a new folder in any of your drive. For example, the C drive, just create a Sitecore folder and copy this folder path and clone the Docker repository here on this path, so to make our life easier. So once we have cloned this example, just open the SLN file and you can explore all this project file. Basically, we will deploy this custom solution to Sitecore 10.2 vanilla instance. So in Docker case, it is not mandatory to first install the vanilla instance and then on top of that deploy this file. So basically all this thing will be done by the Docker file. So I'll explain everything in detail in the later part of the series. Now install Node.js and Chocolatey. So for that, again, I will go to browser and install Node.js and Chocolatey. You can follow my blog for all these links. I have provided the link in the description. Once Node.js and Chocolatey is installed, we will install the Docker for desktop. Grab this PowerShell and just run this in PowerShell mode. We can even use Chocolatey to install Docker for desktop, but here I'm using the installer. So just go to Docker for desktop website, download the installer and run the Docker for desktop. So once Docker for desktop is installed, our VM will be restarted. Yes, close and restart. Now after restart, Docker for desktop will be launched automatically. So here you can see, just accept all these terms. By default, Docker for desktop runs on Linux container, but for Sitecore we will use Windows containers. So switch to Windows containers, and once you will do this for first time, you might get this error. So this is just to enable a Hyper-V feature. So just go to PowerShell and run this command. Though we have checked the Hyper-V in Windows features, but here it is just to enable it. So it will again restart the VM. After restart, just try to switch now and you will be able to switch to Windows container. Now ensure once when Docker for desktop is started in Windows container mode, just go to the settings and Docker engine tab and ensure experimental feature is should be true here. Click on apply and restart, and then once it is done, go to general mode and just make sure that use Docker Compose v2 feature is unchecked. So yep, that's it for today's video. Thank you.